episode 4, Under the Influence. It's about a fictional influencer who's very famous, and her name is Lucy. And it just takes you through a day in her life, in this influencer life. Especially towards the end, it takes you through the reality of how she's really feeling when she's not posting on social media.
You say just come over tonight.
I really wanted a contrast between number 3 and 4, because episode 3 is all about society as a whole and every girl and every guy almost. I really wanted to show the contrast, having someone who's Instagram famous and also dealing with social media and the pressures that come with it.
I crumble every time that these puddles in my mind.
Casting Lucy, I didn't want an influencer. I did want an actor for that role. The reason for that is because it was quite an in-depth role. It wasn't just Lucy going to these events and taking photos, but it was her when she's at home in her quietest moments and how she really feels. But Lucy was actually the last role we cast. She was very hard to find because I was not looking for a specific image for Lucy, but I had a specific vibe for Lucy. And I feel like sometimes with casting, you know, you go through actors and there's just something, you don't know what it is, but you know they're not the one. And then when you find the one, you know. You don't even know what it is, but just the vibe is right. So she was the hardest one to cast, but we finally cast her. And I think Ashley was very well suited to Lucy.
Hopefully she gives me a look at one of the secret recipes, eh?
Hey, be careful.
What do you mean?
If you're seen associating with small influencers, it'll lower your profile. You might not notice it, but brands will.
All the costuming was done by my sister, which was her brand with my mum, Lakshmi B. And so yeah, that was pretty exciting to collaborate with her on that and have these awesome costumes in it. I'm on Instagram. I think a lot of people are on Instagram. I won't say who it is, but I was following this girl, this model, who was an Instagram famous person. And she sort of began to speak out or show the hate that she was actually getting. And I think when you're on a level of a celebrity, sort of a celebrity face, although people sort of look up to these people or they think they have perfect lives or their lives are so exciting because they're famous and they're doing all these glamorous things, the downside to that is you get so much more hate because so many people are looking at your profile. So many people, maybe they want to be like you, not, and they don't like that, but they kind of feel like there's us and then there's celebrities, and they feel like their hateful comments aren't going to affect this celebrity because they're a celebrity. But deep down, they're just a person as well. They're just human. They have emotions. They get hurt by things. Interestingly enough, the scene in the car with Lucy, where all the comments are coming up after she's posted the photo, all those comments are real comments that I actually took from this model's account. And I just had a look and I saw the hateful comments she got and I was like, why don't I put some real comments in this? I'm not going to make anything up. It's going to be totally real. I think a lot of people, particularly the younger generation, are influenced by influencers. And you see it on the street, you know, the way they're dressed, the way they take selfies, the way they act. It's very mimicked to the way, you know, to the people they look up to, which are these Instagram influencers. I think that, you know, influencers, they have a lot of influence. And I feel like when you have a platform like that, you really need to be conscious of what you're putting out and the messages you're putting out to people as well. Awesome to collaborate again with some more Australian artists. All the 3 songs are Australian, they're all by indie Australian artists. And also the last song, which is a cover of Crazy. So I knew I wanted that song from the start. I wanted a song that was going to, first of all, I love old-fashioned music, but like old school jazz, soul, that type of thing. And so I wanted a song like that, but I wanted a song that was going to sort of be contrasting, a little bit contrasting to the reality of this life, but also just to show the sadness and all that behind the character. So it was really cool to get Brittany on board to record a cover of Crazy, and I think it just fits the ending perfectly.
Crazy, I'm crazy for feeling so lonely.
I think influencer culture can be quite toxic in terms of, you know, they're always putting out these perfect images of themselves, even though a lot of them can be photoshopped or they got filters on them. It's not real a lot of the time, but they're sort of promoting this image that we've got to be perfect, we've got to be happy, we've got to be rich, we've got to have these clothes and this hair. And to be fed that content every day, you can only imagine what it's going to do to your mental health and to your self-esteem, which is why I feel like there's a problem. More awareness needs to be spread, and, you know, it's a very hard thing to say, but I wish people would be more honest on social media and not try and promote all the happy bits, but, you know, often people don't want to see that.